Okay, so hello people. So today we'll be solving LeetCode daily question 1335, that is minimum difficulty of a job schedule. And in this, you want to schedule a list of jobs in D days, and jobs are dependent. That is, to work on the ith job, I'll have to finish all the J jobs, where J lies between 0 and I. Okay, and you have to finish at least one task every day. It means that we can't just do, like, if we are having one task or one day, that it means we can't divide it, like we do the half of it on first day and the half of it on the second day. Okay, and the difficulty of a job schedule is the sum of difficulties of each day of the D days. This is a very important point. Okay, and the difficulty of day is the maximum difficulty of a job done on that day. It means if we are doing multiple jobs, the maximum difficulty uh, would be the difficulty for that day. Okay, and we'll also give an integer array job difficulty and integer d, and difficulty of the ith job is job difficulty for the I. Okay, and then what we have to return the minimum difficulty of a job schedule, and if it is not possible, then we have to just simply return -1. Okay, so it's not a pretty easy question. You need to think and reread this question again and again to understand it pretty well. Okay, so let's look at the example. In the first case, we are given this is the job difficulty array, and my number of days are 2. And on the first day, what I can do, I can finish a total of 5 jobs with difficulty high 6, because it is mentioned that the difficulty of a day is maximum difficulty of a job done on that day. And on the second day, what we can do, we can finish the last job that is having total difficulty 1, so the difficulty of the schedule is 7. In this case, it is not possible, so we just return -1. And in the third test case, we are given 111. So what we can do, we can do these 3 jobs in 3 days. So minimum difficulty would be 3. Okay, so now let's move towards the coding part for this. And let's first check the base case, that if job difficulty dot length is less than, okay, if job difficulty dot length is less than the number of days, so we have to return -1 in that case. Okay, so now let's have a variable n that will be equal to length of the job difficulty. Let me, yeah, I'll just copy this. uh, okay, and let's have a variable sum equal to 0. And let's firstly, we'll be checking that if sum is equal to 0, that means we have to return 0, because that would be the minimum difficulty for that particular days. And for int I in sum, for int I in job difficulty array sum plus equal to I, and then I'll be checking that if my sum is equal to 0, then I'll be returning 0. Okay, so now what we'll do, let's initialize the dp array and dp, and this will be a 2D array that will equal to new int with d plus 1 to make it 1 based indexing, and the length of the array. Okay, so now let's call the function solve with parameters as the job difficulty array, job difficulty, then number of days and starting index, and the length of the array, oh sorry, and the dp array. Okay, and at the end, what we'll be doing, we'll be returning dp d, and then it's 0 the next. Now let's write the function private void solve, and this will be taking parameters as int, I'll be calling it nums, comma int days, comma int index, comma int dp array. Here dp array. Okay, so now we'll be setting up as the base case that if dp with days and index is not equal to 0, we'll be just returning, because we have already calculated that particular day. And then we'll be checking that days if my days left are equal to 1, so what we'll be doing, that, and let's have variable num equal to 0, and for int I equal to ind, I less than nums dot length, and then I plus plus. Here what we're doing, here I'll be updating num with the maximum of math dot max num comma nums I. Okay, so because on the last day we'll have to finish all the tasks, and the difficulty for that task will be the maximum difficulty for that particular day. Okay, and then we'll be storing it in the DP array, that DP days IND will be equal to num, and then let's just return. Okay, so now I'll consider that the maximum variable is equal to nums at that particular index. That means this is our current maximum job difficulty which we can achieve. Okay, let me just scroll this. uh, yeah, and let's just decrease the number of days, and we'll have to stop of the difficulty when nums dot length minus ind, we are stepping this as a stop condition, minus days plus 1. Okay, and let's have a variable result that will be equal to maximum value, integer dot max underscore value, and then for int I equal to 1, I less than stop, and then I plus plus, my maximum will be equal to math dot max common nums I, and nums I, oh sorry, nums I plus okay, nums, sorry, not nums I, nums ind plus I minus 1. Okay, and let's also have any other variable other, and that will be equal to mm, dp days, and here ind plus I. Then if we'll be checking that if my other equal to 0, then I'll be calling the recursive function again, that is solve with parameters as nums comma days comma comma ind plus I comma dp, and other is equal to dp days ind, and let's here just update the result variable as math dot minimum of result comma other plus max, and let's just update the dp as days plus 1 ind, that will be equal to result. Okay, so now let's run it. Okay, and it gives me compiler error. Okay, let me just it says can't find okay, job difficulty D is capital, sorry, job difficulty. Now let's run it. Cannot find variable nums ind, sorry, the nums ind. Now let's run it. And okay, let me just go through the code once again. N is equal to in job difficulty return management, length is equal to job difficulty dot length, sum equal to 0, then for sum plus equal to I, and if sum returns 0, then in dp array ds plus 1 and n, then solve job difficulty d 0 and the dp array, and I have to return dp 0. Private world solve dp days ind is not equal to 0, I'll have to just return then if days left is equal to 1, then int num equal to 0, then for I equal to I and I less than num subtrend I plus plus. Num will be equal to maximum of nums I. Yeah, it's fine till here. Memo days left deep return. Int max is equal to nums int days minus minus int job. 9 dot length minus int minus days left plus int result is equal to maximum value for int I equal to 1 I less than stop I plus plus. Max will be equal to maximum of int plus I minus 1 and then dp days int plus I if other equal to solve nums days left int plus okay here int plus I. Now let's run it. Okay, days int plus I and then dp and the other will be so int. Okay, here also int plus I missed these things. I guess it should run. Oh yeah, and it works perfectly fine. Okay, so now let's submit it. Okay, yeah, and it gets accepted. Okay, so yeah, so this was it for today. Thank you for watching.